Hey guys, and welcome back. I just want to pop in here quickly before the video starts. This video is a little bit disjointed in a way. I've done an absolute crap job of filming all the segments this week. I don't know why, just what I was editing, it was one of the hardest ones I've ever edited. I just couldn't get it to flow properly. So anyway, it is what it is, and try and pick my game up next week. It's as hot as buggery here today, and I've just finished doing a coolant change on the Cincinnati. I pumped all the sump out, flushed the sump out, and just mixed up a new batch of that Hangsterfers 50/30. So it's nice and clear again. But it's been a long time since I've done it too, so it's lasted a good while. Anyway, I hope you enjoy the video, and see you after. Okay, I've been working on this base. I've bolted the worm drive up to the front plate. This plate will be welded to these sides. This here goes on top, flush with that plate at the end, and then it has a 5mm lip on each side for a weld. I've just worked out where the hole in the top's got to go for the shaft to come through from the worm drive. Rightio, I'll bring us up to speed a bit. Now I'm going to apologise again. I'm not filming every last inch of this build because I don't know what I'm doing, to be quite honest. I'm just making it up as I go. It's bolted on with 4 bolts on the front flange here, but I'm going to put one spacer just to carry a bit of load on the back there. I don't think it's going to need it, but I've threaded the hole. And just bring a bolt in from the outside here. I've measured it up, I've marked out where the hole's got to be. So it'll be a little bit oversized just in case I am out of whack a little bit. Should be fairly close. Famous last words. I don't know whether we're going to get wobble cam here or not, but I can't find my 9/16 drill. I've got a couple of them, but I can't find them. Okay, I've just put them bolts in loosely, and I want to see if this is going to line up. Spacer, which will get tack welded into this side plate. Got that right, eh? Pleasantly surprised, to be honest. I didn't think that was going to line up because it was pretty roughly measured. Nice and tight. That worked. I'll go to the doctor's now and get this elbow done up again. I'm having trouble getting the bastard to heal. It's not good. Okay, so what I've done is I've cut this to length, the end plate, a couple of pieces of angle. These are going to get welded to here, and then I'll mark out the holes for the countersunk bolts, and I can transfer them through to the angle. I'm going to weld a nut on the back. I can go and weld these nuts on now, and then look at welding the rest of it up, I think, because it can't go anywhere now. It's all in there nice and good. I'll go and weld it on first, and I'll pull the gearbox out, and then I'll get into welding it all up. It's 2 mounting holes done. Now it's time to weld the lid on. I don't think that's going to fall off in a hurry. I'll do the other side off camera. See that? Wasn't planned. I'll give you the tip. Oh well. Now I've lost the grease nipple. Now I've dropped that. It's going to be one of them days, eh? And everything turns to shit. There we go. Okay, we're as good as ready to weld this, the upright to the base. First part of the upright anyway. So the bushes are in, so I can tack all 4 corners. Off camera I've gone and made 4 gussets to put in each corner. I can tack them on. Once everything's tacked on, it won't move. Then I can pull the shaft out, pull the bushes out, and then weld it up. These are the gussets I made. Joined all 4 of them together. They were just pieces of flat bar, and run a weld across them. Held them all as one, and then just went nuts freestyle on the mill, just to whatever angle I thought. Bored a hole through all of them. I make them half look all the same. Yeah, there was nothing really exciting. I'll give you the tip. So, go in each corner there. This is probably a bit too heavy, this material, really, but it's all I had. And I don't really want to go and buy any more gear. Not with the price of material. So, work with what I got. I've got a big heavy piece up on top. Yeah, so I've squared this column up to the base. The shaft is in. And I've got a big heavy hunk on the top, just to hold everything in place while I tack it. So hopefully it won't pull sideways. So I can only give it a go. This is where it could all turn to shit, because if it does pull, it's going to bind. And we don't want that. Anyway, I'm going to just tack it on with the MIG. Tack these on with the MIG as well. And I'll stick the rest. Does that look? I pass. No, I finished welding the rest of it up. Okay, now I'm not a welder's bumhole at all, but but I'm quite confident that's not going to fall off. I'm very confident actually it's not going to fail. I haven't put the bushels or nothing back in it yet. I did end up taking the gearbox out because it was getting a bit hot. I've only just put the gearbox back in and put the back plate back on. Now, I do reckon I have screwed up big time and over-spec'd it to the shit house. Like, these gussets didn't need to be this heavy, but it's the only material I had. And I wasn't going to go and buy a piece. But thinking about it, probably would have been worth it. I'd rather have it over-spec'd than under-spec'd. So I've just soft soldered that keyway in. Just put a clamp on it to make sure it is going to stay down, and that'll make it easier to put that in and out of the crane, because the keyway can't fall out once it's all in. Okay, I'm pretty confident now I can weld this block to this shaft now. It is going to be raised up. So I'm going to put a like a wear pad in there, like a piece of hard plastic, but I can weld the top of this. I am thinking about running a weld in that chamfer there all the way around, and I can spin that up on the lathe again, so I've got a centre in this end. It'll be good enough to just to clean this weld off flush. I went ahead and welded that up. Just run one around there. I'm just going to square it all back now. Do. That just goes to show how lazy I am. Instead of knocking the seam out of the tube, which I done on the last bit, which was a real pain in the bum, just used a ball end mill and put a line in there for the seam to slip in. I just stuck a straight edge up there, and it's pretty darn close. It's good enough. So I can weld this in now. I'm going to put some pockets in here so I can weld into the main body. Rightio, so what we're working on here is the lug that goes onto the bottom of the upright of the crane that holds the cylinder. So the bottom end of the cylinder. Now, it was a piece of 1 inch just off-cut crap I had laying around. It was all rusted up. Just quickly cleaned it up. Just by eye, I put a couple of angles on it. It's got to have a 1 inch hole bored through it. And when I've done that, I'll machine up the retainer, like the pin that goes through the cylinder and this, and I'll use that in the vise and put the radius on. I just can't be bothered setting up the rotary table just to do this. You'll see how I'm going to do it anyway. Probably going to be pretty rough and ready, but I want to try and get on with this build and get it over and done with, because I think the old boy wants to use the trailer. That turned out alright, that little bore. Anyway, I've got to machine up a pin to suit that now. Piece of 1.25" shaft. I need a pin 90mm long, inch in diameter. So we're spot on the inch. How's that? Got to be happy with that. So I'm going to put the radius on the end of this part here, just by simply rotating it around little bites at a time, and I can just finish it off with a file if I have to. Well, it's not perfect, but it's going to do. Perfect. Need a couple of washers making up. Going there. Needs a cross hole drilled for a retainer bolt. And it's done. Well, that coolant definitely needs changing. Big time. It's pretty embarrassing, really. Anyway, what I've done is I pocketed that out till I got into that block. So I know it's got a good sturdy base that can be welded in there. There we go. Just welded that on. It's not going to come off in a hurry. That pretty much finishes the base. I can start working on the arm heading outwards. I didn't get over a lot achieved this week, really.